Hi and welcome to our 34th episode, and my name is Sufyan Youssed and I'm in conversation with the Dean and Director of Six Cricket Academy, Mr. Karthik Jeshwanth. Welcome, sir.
Good morning.
As we receive few questions from parents, I would like to shortlist two important questions. The first among them is feedback, and also from a parent point of view as to why talented players are not making it big. The first question is from a parent: why are many talented players who are not converting and making it big?
Yeah, so good. Nice to know that there so many questions have been coming from the parents, and of course these two are very good questions which are related to the coach, the parent, and the player. So taking up your second question, that is, why is it that every athlete who is talented is not able to perform? See, let me as a cricket coach confess and accept. Probably I don't think anybody on earth has got a formula to make performance. There's nothing like that. All coaches can try their best. So now coming to that part where this parent has really observed that there are many cricketers who are very talented, very skilled, and who spend a lot of time practicing, but still it's not converting into performance. That's a very good question which bothers everybody, including the coaches. So now let me tell you, for someone to perform, there are few things which needs to connect or come together. So if we can break it down to four verticals, which I always think that for an athlete to perform, it is technical, tactical, psychological, and physical. So these are the four things. So now one of the reasons why somebody has not performed could be somewhere he is not able to trigger on all verticals. So there is a lot of practice which is happening, which is helping him, that repetition as far as the technique may improve, but is he psychologically there? Like when I say psychologically, is he focused enough? Or is he losing concentration very early where they get 30-40 runs and hit a bad shot? Or when a bowler is bowling one good spell, but in the second spell he is not able to bring in that same kind of length and line. So these kind of things happen. So that is why you have to work on all fronts. Despite having a lot of talent, some people or many people do not perform in the center stage. It is because they are probably not able to handle pressure. They are not able to take proper decisions. So these are all the important things which, alongside practice, the athlete has to work, or the cricketer has to work. But now what is happening is, Sufyan, in my understanding, there is a lot of importance which is given to the one-on-one coaching. So one-on-one coaching has got only one advantage, that is repetition.
Like how you've said, it has its own limitations.
Limitations, exactly. One advantage and a lot of limitations, because, very rightly you said limitation. One advantage is the body movement pattern falls in place because of repetition. One is good. But the rest of it is, there's no pressure there. You go get out 100 times, nobody is bothered. But in the match, it doesn't work like that. Once you are out for the day or for the match. So how is this practice helping? So instead, don't you think that you're in a group environment where it is more towards practice? See, the first thing a coach should ensure is every practice should feel, hear, and be seen like a match, or at least close to the match. When you look at one-on-one, when somebody is just doing the side arm and throwing at you without any pressure, I don't know what value the player is or the batsman is achieving other than the repetitions. Coming to the one-on-one practice, which currently the fashion is about the side arm throwing. It all started with the bowling machines. Then the bowling machines, when the batters were batting and the coaches were feeding, the batsmen felt that they were not getting into right position when it is transferred to a match, or when the regular bowler is bowling. So the fashion of bowling machines have dropped a bit now, not that it's fully gone. Then the sidearms came. But I know currently, Sufi, I do not want to talk too much about sidearm because of, let me speak, because it is a very fashionable thing for the coaches and for the parents to send their children for 1 hour of practice and all that. So I wouldn't like to really dishearten them. If the coaches or if some of the batsmen or the parents in our next episode, if if they want to hear about what is the exact disadvantage of getting into too much of sidearm practice, we will talk about that. So otherwise, finally coming to the question again, to repeat the question about performance versus talent. So these are all the 4 things which you need to look into. So that is probably the reason. And let me tell you, if you think these players are talented, skillful, it is a matter of time for them to perform. So you as a parent, as a player and the coach needs to be patient with the player, and every player will catch up. What happens really is the parent losing patience, because I've been taking my son to practice for the last 5 years, 10 years, nothing is happening.
There's so much investment
of time and money, and so many other things which comes around. So but what the athlete or the parent should understand is that cricket generally, it doesn't go in one flow. It suddenly in 2 years you will cover up everything. So you have got to wait and give yourself a chance. In the meanwhile, if you're going to run away from the field, you're not doing good to anybody, because there's a big talent loss which I've been seeing, especially when kids start very early. They start very early and they spend 5 years, 6 years, and already they're 6 years, but their actual age is about 13 or 14. And then they don't see any success, so they just want to pack up, which is not a good thing, because that is when you got to be really connecting, all these 4 verticals which I spoke, it starts connecting at that time. So if you're not going to be patient and not going to give yourself a chance around 17, 18, then that is where things go wrong.
That's rightly said. And there are a lot of athletes, you need to take this message carefully, think about it. There's a long way, trust the process, like how the director said. So moving on to the second questions about feedback. How do you train players to use feedback constructively without affecting their mental well-being?
Yes, see, feedback is a very important point. So now, who are the people there is one receiver, that is the player or the athlete. There's one receiver. Now, who are the people who give feedback? So they need to be careful about what they're talking. See, it could be the coach, the first person, the second person is the parent, and I call it as the significant others. The significant others could be the grandfather, grandmother, the brother, sister, friends, who all mean well for the player, who want them to succeed. See, I remember incidents when I was coaching a first class team, that one Ranji Trophy player telling me, "Sir, I had a bad day, and when I go home, my mother teaches me batting. So I have no place to go." So, I think when you're giving feedback, you should understand that, the player has not had a good day. So now he wants peace of mind. He wants to be all for himself. Now here, a mother who hardly has just watched the television and does not know any intricacies of batting, trying to teach a Ranji Trophy player who is her son about batting. So what has happened to the player now? He has left the competitive field. I had a bad day. He wants to relax and recover for the next day, and there is a lot of pressure at home. So that is what we need to be careful of. Now, coming to the coaches or the parents, main so to the parents, because most coaches will know. For the parents, see, what is it that you want to convey as a feedback? So what you have seen, what you have heard, or what the scorebook is saying. So that message is very, very important. So there are many methods, which is called, one which is very easy to remember or understand, is the sandwich method. The sandwich is like a bread on top, the fillings in the middle, which is the most important in the feedback, and again the bread. So in my opinion, any feedback should be about start with a positive message to the player, because you know that you want to convey something. Get him into that frame of mind, especially for the parents, instead of straight away hitting at the message, because that could be something where you're putting the player in defensive. In this case, it could be your son or daughter. So don't do that. Start with the positive. What were the things which went well, and then what you want to convey. And for the coaches, do this, start with the positive, convey what it is to be done, and give a solution, give a suggestion as to how am I going to help you to work and get better at this. So this is the main thing about the feedback. These are the very important things which a coach or a parent needs to keep in mind while giving a feedback, versus just off the hat talking something and putting the player not in a better frame of mind. The feedback should end with the player being motivated to set that right,
rather than having a setback, because considering a lot of nowadays children are sensitive.
Yes.
Like if a parent has a message to him, I personally feel that it has to be like a sandwich method.
Yes.
Because it might hit the child and
in the wrong area. So that is not what we want. We want them to develop, and we are giving a feedback. So when you're giving a feedback, keep in mind, start with a positive, send the message very clearly. Otherwise, don't even think of venturing into it, and then send a message in a very positive way that you were doing all this before. It's a matter of time you can be around. So I think this will help the parent and the coach also to keep in mind who's giving the feedback.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
And also thank you so much for the questions, and we are back on the first of every month. If you have questions, please reach out to us.
Thank you.